short reloading videos, I wanted to go over quickly the two main classes of bottleneck rifle resizing dies. Okay, so there generally is full length resizing, and then there's neck resizing only. Okay, so there's some advantages to doing neck size only. Basically, if you fire a rifle cartridge, especially a bottleneck cartridge, meaning it has a bottleneck as opposed to like a straight wall, like a 4570 or a 450 Bushmaster where they're just straight all the way. This one has a shoulder built into it. Okay, this is a 223. Especially if you have like a bolt action rifle or a very like a precision rifle, and you have made the choice to do neck sizing only, meaning what'll happen is once the case is fired and the case fire forms to the chamber, you do not squeeze it down in here. You don't move this shoulder back down to create extra clearances. All you do is you come into the neck and just squeeze the neck back down so that it'll hold another bullet. Because if you take a case that you fired and you try to put a bullet in it, the bullet will just fall right into the case because that neck has expanded in the chamber, and let the bullet go. Okay, so I wanted to show you how to set up a full length sizing die. If you do a lot of pistol, straight wall pistol, like 9mm or 45 ACP, but maybe you haven't really messed with rifle very much, I wanted to show you how to set up a steel, not a carbide, but a steel sizing die. And this is for 223 Remington. So I have my number 10 shell holder, and I have my die. Now, to set this up, you're going to need case lube when you do full length sizing. Now, if I were to run 10 of these in the video for you, what would end up happening would be I would probably lube one like this, okay? Just kind of up the top half of the case is what I tend to lube. And I'd run this case in, and then I'd probably run a handful of other cases, like 4 or 5 more, until it started getting kind of sticky again. And then I'd lube another case and continue. I don't lube every case. Some people use like one shot, or they'll make their homemade versions. That's up to you. So, in order to set up a steel full-length sizing die from RCBS and from many other manufacturers, the instructions are as follows. Basically, I'm going to bring up my ram all the way, my handle all the way down. And I'm going to screw this down until I run into that shell holder. Make sure your shell holder's in there. So now I've ran into it. That is what you do for a carbide sizing die in pistol. You just come down to this point and you call this good. However, you do not want to do that with a full-length sizing die for steel like this, okay? Or regular, it's a regular sizing die in my opinion. But, I'm trying to make the distinction between the carbide sets for pistol or for straight wall cases even, and then this, okay? So the instructions are you come down to this point, and then say you get the ram out of the way, and then they say to go like a quarter to a half turn more. I don't do that. I might do that. I don't do that specifically. I come out of the way a little bit, and I turn a little bit, and I go back in there, and I see how much do I cam this over? Does that feel like enough to me? No, it doesn't. If you're not sure what the right feel is, maybe consult the instructions. The instructions are going to tell you to do this, and as you're reading them, understand this is what they're trying to get you to do. So I'm going to go a little further, and I'm going to feel a little more, and that is in my opinion, that's too much. All right, so back a little bit, and I'm just looking there. I like that. That's kind of what I'm used to. All right, leave it in that position. Don't take it off. Okay, go down like so, and then lock this in place with a wrench like you normally would. So I grab a wrench and go ahead and lock that in. For the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and resize one. If you don't lock this kind of with a wrench and kind of get it a little bit snug, it could move on you and cause a bunch of problems for you. So here I go up and in. Now right there I hit the bottom of the die with the shell holder. Okay, that's contact. But you can see down here that this piece is not inside of here. Okay, so I have not cammed this over. I'm to the top of my stroke, but I'm gonna force it. That cammed it over. Okay, I didn't move per se, but I really created a lot of pressure to get that case to size correctly inside of this die. All right, and I come out and I get to about here, and you can see it doesn't want to come out. Why? A full-length sizing die, when the case gets pushed up in there, the neck of the case gets closed together a little bit further than it needs to be to set the bullet. On the way out, it runs over a piece of detail that it missed on the way in, but that piece of detail is going to open it up and set the ID of that case neck to exactly what it should be to hold a bullet properly. So to get it out of there, I can go up again, it ain't gonna hurt it. But to get it out of there, I'm gonna have to pull past that point, and that little bit right there was that neck getting opened up a couple thousandths. Okay, that case is done. I'm gonna wipe off the lube a little bit that I put on there. And now I'm gonna show you the bullet is now ready to go back in. See, that bullet doesn't fall in there, right? That's how you do a full length sizing die for a rifle, a typical one. Even the small base, the ones from Hornady or the Lees, all of the full-length sets are generally just like this.